looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. We need more dogs.
And welcome back to the latest greatest episode of the 7 Points Podcast. My name is Jayden May, joined as always by my co-host Quentin Crisco, as we're breaking down week 4 for y'all, going through all of the games, try to keep it less than, 10 minutes?
15
minutes. 15 minutes or less. I get the time wrong every week. But here we go. Starting the week off with Seattle going to Arizona. Thursday Night Football. Arizona's 1.5-point favorites. 43.5-point total here. I love Seattle in this spot. I think they're the better team. I like their offense better. I love what we're seeing out of the quarterback there and Sam Darnold. And I just don't trust this Arizona offense. Give me Seattle and the points on the road.
I don't trust either of these offenses. I like both defenses. I'm betting anything that might be the under here, but I'm staying away.
Oh, yeah. Next up, we have Minnesota going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 2.5-point home dogs, 40.5-point total here. I love this Minnesota defense. I can't trust Carson Wentz going anywhere in the year 2025 of our Lord. But this Pittsburgh offense is just look dreadful. They just can't seem to figure it out. They can't find any rhythm whatsoever. So I can't in good faith take anything in this game.
Yeah, I want to take Pittsburgh here, but I can't logic my way all the way there. So I'm just staying away.
All right, next up we have Philadelphia going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 3.5-point home dogs, 44.5-point total here. I'm taking Buccaneers plus 160 on the money line. One of my favorite bets of the week. I don't know how it happens. If Tristan Wirfs comes back, if Chris Godwin comes back, it don't matter. All I need is Baker Mayfield, baby, because Baker Mayfield gets things done. Baker Mayfield, with the ball in his hands and a chance to win the game, is better than any other quarterback in the league right now. Give me the Bucs at home. Give me Baker. Big time home win and a commanding lead in that South Division for the NFC.
Yeah, give me Tampa plus 3.5 here. I mean, I think they're supposed to be getting Wirfs and Godwin back, like you said, and that's huge to this team. And I'm willing to take the risk even if they aren't back. Like I'm just going to take this number here before it changes when they do get announced back, if that happens.
Baker on a mission. All right, next up we have the New Orleans Saints going to Buffalo. 16.5-point favorites at home are the Buffalo Bills. 48.5-point total here. We talked about on the long form. I mean, there was a time and day where the Buffalo Bills were in this spot as huge underdogs, and I tried talking Quentin into it. He talked me out of it. I didn't take it. One of the biggest regrets of my life. Won't be happening again, though, because I'm taking the favorite this time. I didn't even bet on the game last time. Bills get it done. I don't see any world where this New Orleans team keeps this thing close.
Yeah, I'm just staying the hell away from this. Too big a number for me, and like a part of me wanted to take New Orleans money line, but there's just not enough going for them for me to make sense of it.
All right, next up we have the biggest win of last week. The Cleveland Browns going to Detroit. Two of the biggest wins, really. I think you could argue these teams had the two biggest wins of week 3. Detroit is 8.5-point home favorites, 44.5-point total here. I think this number is too big for a Cleveland defense that is playing as good as they are. I don't trust the offense enough to really do anything here. But 8.5 is a big number. You can keep this game low scoring and maybe find your way into the end zone once or twice and really keep this game close. But 8.5 is one of those numbers where I have to have some trust in your offense, at least the slightest amount of trust in your offense to really bet you, and I can't do it in this game.
I think you said that about as perfectly as you can. Like, you need something in their offense that you trust, and I just don't feel that way with Cleveland right now. But I think their defense is good enough to really muck this game up, and I can see it going any number of ways, so I'm staying away.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Tennessee going to Houston. Houston 7.5-point favorites here, 38.5-point total. we get into it in the long form. There's nothing about this Houston offense that I trust right now. I mean, we just kind of talked about it with Cleveland. And at some point, you have to stop making excuses for CJ Stroud. If he's your franchise guy, at some point your franchise guy's got to do franchise guy things. And he's not doing that right now. I mean, I know he's not getting the most help. They're getting to him quick, but you've got to make a play at some point if you're the franchise. And he looked like he was the franchise a couple of years ago. Maybe that is in doubt now. You got to go out there. You got to beat this Tennessee Titans team handily. You have quite possibly the best defense of the NFL. The two best players in this game are both on the Houston Texans defense, and Derek Stingley and Will Anderson. You got to go out there. You got to impose your will. And if you're CJ Stroud, you got to go out there and play good ball. Get the ball to Nico Collins. Get the ball to Dalton Schultz. Get the ball to these playmakers. Get it out of your hands and stop making excuses for yourself.
But I mean, neither one of us are betting this though.
No, not betting this game.
Like I don't know how. Like we tried to logic ourselves into it. At first I was like, okay, screw it, I'm taking Houston. But like at the end of the episode, I was like, no, scrap it. Like I don't want that. Once I realized I had other bets that I really liked, it was like, okay, no go on that.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Chargers going to the Giants. Giants 6.5-point home dogs, 44.5-point total here. Jackson Dart is getting his first start in the NFL from Ole Miss. I don't love what I'm seeing out of Jackson Dart. I'm taking the Chargers here. I think they're one of the best coached teams in the league. I love what their defense is doing. And I think Justin Herbert's good enough to get this done on the road. Najee Harris out for the season. We didn't mention that earlier, but I think Amari Hampton might be good enough to keep this offense on track. Quentin Johnson looks incredible. He may never drop another ball again for the rest of his life. And specifically Harbaugh, I like him in big spreads because to me, even if he doesn't consciously know it, he knows it deep down in his soul that these games he has to go out there and win by double digits. Otherwise, it doesn't feel like a win to him. It'll like keep him up all night.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the Chargers defense is going to give Jackson Dart fits. They've been really tough on veteran quarterbacks so far this year. I don't see how that's going to how they're going to give up a lot of points or yards against Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Next up, we have Washington going to Atlanta. Atlanta is 1.5-point home dogs right here, 45.5-point total. Long story short, I'm never betting on Atlanta Falcons again. Fuck the Atlanta Falcons. Won't do it. If Bijan's so good, why isn't he good? Jake London's good, why isn't he good? If Michael Penix is good, why isn't he good? Never again will I be betting on the Dirty Birds. But I'm also not trusting maybe Marcus Mariota going into Georgia, so I'm leaving this one off.
Yeah, same. I mean, I can't trust this Atlanta offense after what they did last week, and I just don't trust Washington in general. So
never again.
Never again.
All right, next up we have Carolina, one of the biggest wins of the weekend, going to New England, who looks really good but got a loss there against Pittsburgh. New England's 5.5-point under or 5.5-point favorites at home, 43.5-point total here. You like New England here. I'm staying away from this. Maybe Bryce Young is good.
I don't think Bryce Young is good. I think Drake May is good. I think Mike Vrabel's guys are going to be foaming at the mouth to make up for what they did last week when they fumbled at the end zone, 2-3 times. Like this is a easy game for me to bet New England minus 5.5.
Hell yeah. All right, next up we have Indy going to LA for my game of the week. One of my favorite games of the year, really. Los Angeles Rams are 3.5-point favorites here, 49.5-point total. I love Indy money line here, and I don't know if I love it more or if I just love the idea of it, but I love what I've been seeing out of this Indy team. I love what I've been seeing out of Daniel Jones, what this offensive line is doing, what their running game is doing with Jonathan Taylor. I'm excited about this Indy team. And this is a Rams team that should have won last week against Philadelphia. I mean, they did all the right things. They just couldn't get kicks off. They should easily be undefeated right now. But I'm taking Indy money line here for vibes, basically.
Yeah, I'm going Rams minus 3.5 here just because, like you said, they lost the game. They probably should have won last week. I love that, especially with them coming back home. I love, like, they're going to be extremely motivated in this one, I think, to show out. And I just think they're the better team in general. So give me the Rams minus 3.5, which probably means the Rams will win by 3.
These are our coats. This is our team. We bleed blue. All right, next up we have Jacksonville going to San Francisco. San Francisco's 3.5-point favorites here, 46.5-point total. I have not seen nearly enough out of this Jacksonville team to believe in them. And a 49ers team without Kittle and possibly without Purdy again.
And Bosa.
And Bosa's out for the season. I just don't know how many times you can give the ball to Christian McCaffrey to stay alive in a game to kick a game-winning field goal. But, hey, maybe we haven't seen the limit for that yet because historically when McCaffrey's healthy, he can touch the ball 65 times a game and it doesn't matter. And then on seasons where he's dealing with some sort of injury, it's like, oh, he's back this week. One play and he's gone. So that's basically Christian McCaffrey in a nutshell. He's either getting the ball 60 times a game or it's one and done. So maybe he can hold up and keep this game close, and Eddie Pinheiro can go out there and make 5 field goals. Because I don't know how they found the end zone without Christian McCaffrey here. But at the same time, what is Jacksonville doing to find the end zone? So maybe the under if I'm taking something here, but I can't take these teams.
I want nothing to do with this game. Frankly, I'm ready to move on.
Move on. All right, next up we have Baltimore versus Kansas City. Kansas City at home, 2.5-point home dogs for the 3-time Super Bowl appearers in the last 3 years. I don't even know how to say that, but 48.5-point total here. We're both taking Baltimore here. Don't like the vibes out of Kansas City right now. Everybody looks disinterested. Patrick Mahomes looks like the only motherfucker out there that cares. And that's dangerous to see when the person who should probably care the least, who has proven the most, who already has a Hall of Fame career, who could walk away right now and be a legend of the game, is the only one who gives a fuck. It's bad sight to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, KC, the vibes are all off. Like, they look extremely disinterested out there and just, like, frustrated, but they're not playing as a team. I've never seen an Andy Reid offense look this disjointed. So, Baltimore minus 2.5 is my play here.
All right, next up we have Chicago taking on the Raiders. Raiders are 1.5-point home favorites. 47.5-point total. I'm taking the Raiders here because we're not sleeping on the Raiders. And also the line doesn't make sense to me. Last week the line didn't make sense to me. I still went with my gut and I took the Cowboys over the Bears. That was a mistake. I should have done what I knew has always been my biggest rule in gambling, is where if it doesn't make sense, take the opposite side. I knew I should have hammered the Bears. Even when I bet on the Cowboys, I knew I should have hammered the Bears. Get right game this week. We're taking the Raiders. What are you doing?
I'm going with the Bears. Give me Bears money line plus money on it. I mean, I think the Bears are the more talented team here. And to your point, I don't think the line really makes a ton of sense for the Raiders to be home favorites here. So I'm going against that.
This will get you in trouble. I talked about it last week and I still did it. I still fell for it, Quentin. But we'll move on. Next up, we have Green Bay versus Dallas. Dallas, 6.5-point home dogs. It's actually 7 on my book, and don't matter to me. I still took the 7. I'm taking Green Bay minus 7 here. This is the easiest pick of my life. I've seen this game 100 fucking times. Green Bay wins this game by 30.
Yeah, I put 3 units on Green Bay minus 5.5 last night. I'd take it at 6.5 too. Easy bet.
All right, next up, we have back-to-back Monday Night Football games. New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals going to Denver. Miami's 2.5-point favorites. Denver's 7-point favorites. Let's double dick this. Do you like either one of these games? I'm going to say no.
No interest in either of these games. There's so much unknown between both those teams. Just
Yeah,
stay
we
away
have
from 'em.
we have Jake Browning going against the Denver team, and we have maybe Justin Fields, maybe Tyrod Taylor versus maybe a Quinn Ewers led. Yeah, there's nothing about any of these four teams that bring me interest. I'll probably tease. It's Monday Night Football. Fuck it, too low totals. I'll do a 6-point teaser on the overs. Give me over 30. 38.5 and over 36.5 and 37.5 and call it good.
I think that's fair. But yeah, no,
Just for fun.
that covers it. We're good.
All right. Oh man, we missed about 40 seconds. We'll get there next week.
All right. Adios. Thanks, guys.
Adios.
And when you knock us down, on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap. Before long,